Well, I never thought I would live to see the day that Evil Genius 2 got a henchman that looks like an original character. I mean, an opera singer, a Viking, evil woman. This looks so good. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that Doomhilda is actually based on somebody and I just don't know about it. Well, Zalika has just gotten an opening on her henchman team, and Doomhilda looks like the perfect addition to the crew. Check the timestamps to find the part of the video that you guys are most interested in. I'm going to play through the entire side story and show off everything in the DLC there, and then I'm going to do the standard henchman review like I have for all of the other henchmen in the game, ending with placing her onto our tier list. Let's get into this. Also, if you guys want to see my henchman review of Pyro, he's in his own video. The Barrage of Figaro! The World Festival of Opera is afoot and its fancy attendees are easy pickings for you. Stage a daring heist while the famous Brunhilde performs her latest 9-hour epic. Olga and Brunhilde right in the same space. How poetic.
That aria was years in the making. A high note, the likes of which none has hit. It was true art.
Brunhilde, it wasn't personal. The boss loves art. Stealing it, burning it, holding it for exorbitant ransom.
Your boss has made a mistake. I have powerful friends. Even the bankers at the Rhine owe me favors.
You mean the sort of rich and powerful people that we just robbed with ease?
Laugh all you like. My powerful voice will make even your lair tremble.
Brunhilde is not just a diva. Her deadly voice poses a serious threat to your operation. To defeat her, you must research a way to protect your minions' ears. Cutting edge of personal sound dampening technology, which is to say really good earplugs. And yes, we use the impact analyzer to test our earplugs. Fantastic. What have our minions been doing with the mining operations up to this point?
I fear the earplugs are too successful. Now that everyone is wearing them, no one can hear the boss's orders.
What?
Oh, we have been going about this all wrong. We must not avoid music. We must immunize ourselves to its power.
What?
I said we. Never mind.
All right, the earplugs were too effective, so now we are recruiting a bunch of singers so that we can hopefully have a set to drown out the voice of Brunhilde. Don't know how long these singers are going to stay when this is the first thing they see when they walk into our lair, but I'm sure our minions can find a way to convince them. Yes, we all know that famous singer Jaina Selassie, an unconventional singer, will train your minions to withstand the Valkyries' battle song. The minions have never had a chance to see a show like this. Now, unfortunately, Blue Saint has decided to use the exact same tactic of attacking while all of us are distracted watching the show that we just used in the first side story mission here. So we're going to have to divert some effort to take care of him. Or maybe the Venus spy trap will be enough on its own. And now that their captivity, vacation on the island is over, the singers are ready to leave. Are you kidding me? Atomic Olga went right back here. Another battle with the mad, angry Russian woman. Maybe Olga will have better luck than Blue Saint here, who looks like he's just gonna meet his demise before he even makes it through my traps. Oh, the puppies are just so cute. Glorious. All right. Brunhilde has arrived here on the island, actually in perfect tandem with Atomic Olga, so I am a little bit daunted, but then again, Atomic Olga doesn't seem to understand which direction to walk while in the cover operation, so maybe I'm not in too much trouble. Perfect. Pyro's out here. All right. This is the showdown that everybody's wanted to see. Ha 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 ha! Alright guys, I have to pause here and apologize, but this did have to be done. Alright, she seems to be confused with her pathfinding, but there we go!
Meaning of art another day.
You have driven off this new rival for now. Keep an eye out though, as they will surely return.
I thought I would be faced by the master of this place.
They're a bit busy running things right now. You get me?
They upstage me, they humiliate me, and all I get is a flunky.
A flunky who sent you packing, Brunhilde.
No, not Brunhilde. It's Doomhilda now, and this was merely my opening number.
Okay, the fact that they're taking shots at not using the voice actors for the actual geniuses so that they're only doing dialogue between the new characters and the minions is hilarious. Doomhilda is aiming to make a comeback at the Global Sound Song Contest, then use that capital to destroy you, beat her at her own game, and leave her with nothing to sing about.
Global Sound, once my second bitterest defeat. Soon the start of my spectacular comeback.
And your fans are so excited for your great return. But your new rival has also sent a band to compete.
With the fame my win will grant me, I'll finally have the power to crush them once and for all.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Doomhilda. But what if they win?
Ha! I am a star! The only way they could beat me would be to cheat. And they'd never do that.
Now on stage, for the first time, the $1 Million Quartet! You may know them from their hit singles such as Minion Seeking Minion, The Dark Side of the Goon, and One in a Minion. Haha, yes! Burn, Synergy, burn! This was the reason that I got the Pyro DLC. This makes it all worth it. I don't care about collateral damage. Incinerate her! Alright, so rigging global sound, you can get 80 progress out of missions out here on the world map. Where can you get the last 20% progress? Well, that is right here with these two research options. You actually can get an additional 70% progress out of these. So pick and choose how you want to be able to pick up your rigging progress. This one is a big deal. You get 50. It costs a lot of intel. I've already burned a lot of intel, so we're just going to take care of this plus 20, and that should knock the mission out for us. It is a little bit embarrassing that as Zalika, I chose not to do most of my progress through research, but that's what we got. Now we get to choose our band. What style of music is the $1 Million Quartet going to perform? We've got country music coming out of Greenland, meaning North America. EDM from South America, metal music from Africa, pop music from the Middle East, and it looks like Europe does not get a representative. So, all my background music on the channel has been synth or EDM, so I feel like we go over here. Brunhilde and the Valkyries, world-famous opera singers and now, honestly, humiliatingly defeated opera singers have unexpectedly changed their tour dates, performing straight through the rest of the season in Crown Gold, the mysterious Shadow Island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The art team really outdid themselves with these goons as the Valkyrie backup singers. It's so good. Brunhilde herself also looks pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. Man, I wish... What does it take to get muscle definition like that on the shoulder? Oh. Ooh, no, Pyro, no, this is not the place. It's gonna light the whole thing. All right, before he actually just destroys the entire corridor, we're gonna back the Pyro away. There's too much, the collateral damage is just too much, my heart can't take it.
The World Festival. Global Sound, and now I can't even get revenge. I'm ruined.
It's all right, Doomhilda. You'll make another go of it. You can call in more favors.
I burned every connection I had on this.
Well, you'll always have, music.
No, the music's gone from me. All I have now is my huge fortune from my successful singing career. I'm ruined.
Doomhilda has the potential to become your organization's latest asset. Put her to work settling an unpaid debt you have with the famed hammer bank, the Rhine. Why is everything written like an acronym? Okay, this is pretty sweet. We get bonus missions where we can send the minion band out to remove heat in different regions. The only crazy thing here is that they've renamed themselves Diabolics. Come on, we had the Minion Dollar Quartet. That was a great name.
So, what shall I do first? Stage a heist? Take hostages? Launch one of your enemies into space?
We have a disagreement with your friends, the Rhine. They want us to pay back a debt. We disagree.
Really? You want to waste my incredible talent on debt collection? This was a mistake. I'm leaving.
They were your closest partner and investor, before us. Surely no one can handle them better than you.
You do know how to talk to a lady.
Man, what a heel turn. The famous Doomhilda convinced by just a fraction of flattery from a socialite to a life of crime. Oh no, it's the loan company. No, Ryan, really. I just had to borrow a little bit to make it through college. I had to do that. That's what everybody did. I'm not even using the degree now. There's no degree for taking over the world. You just have to have work experience. The thing is, no one tells you that when you're going to college and your parents are like, oh, what are you going to do with your life? Listen, I'm sure the interest from the last 20 years can't be that bad. $15 billion? Well, we can work something out. Come over here, listen to the show. Enjoy yourself. We'll speak later. Her spear is the microphone and her shield is a speaker. You have to love what they did with this character. Guys, so we have Doomhilda now. I thought that she was gonna appear as like that ally or whatever for the mission, but here she is. We've got her stats, we've got her abilities. Ride of the Valkyries area of effect buff. Inspires surrounding minions with increased damage, resistance, and morale, costing morale per second as long as she has the buff active. And then we have Shattering Voice, and AoE stun unleashes a powerful tone strong enough to stun agents in the vicinity. Very small vicinity is what it looks like, but if you get her into a packed corridor fight, it's going to hit a lot of characters. And stunning all the agents while your security forces wail away is going to be pretty great. I wonder if she's always going to have the option to give performances here at the show floor. That would be fantastic if they included that. It is actually pretty interesting that they paired this release with how they kind of tailored different henchman types to their different jobs. So Brunhilde is classified as a purple deception henchman, so she's going to prioritize being in the cover operation doing resolve damage to agents, but all of her abilities are combat. I guess this is like support. She's kind of a support character, but definitely meant to have her around when combat is happening. Well, I think Eden Chipolata was the only one who actually listened to that song, but that was enough to get me out of here, so. The debt collectors are gone. Thank you, Brunhilde. The Rhine burglar that I must capture is here. Well, what a petty play. I turn away your debt collectors, and so you just approach to steal away the gold. I would report you to the authorities if I wasn't operating way outside of the law on this one. And Jubei, go in and pick him up before he just dies, please. Oh, the death puppies have taken their toll. I'll have to be more careful with the next one. All right, burglar number 2 has approached through the casino and unfortunately has just been made by Full Metal Jackie. I forgot that part of my punishment for my prisoners was watching the guards play karaoke. Your detainee told you the Rhine's HQ is, well, on the Rhine. You probably should have suspected that they'd be a riverbank.
Salaries paid.
Defeat the debt collector in the lair? Is this like hinting at some other big bad character? Who is the debt collector? And why does he sound more interesting than pretty much everybody else that I fight in this game? Oh, here he is. The Rhine debt collector. Nick Lumpen. Quality average. Well, maybe the name is bigger than the man. Alright, Doomhilda, let's top up your stats, then you're going to be the one to go out and take him down. Alright, so she does not have a lot of health. This is a trend between her and Pyro, each very low health characters. But we're gonna have to sicker on them anyway because the traps are gonna get to the debt collector first at this rate. Though he's gotten a bunch of reinforcements here from the other soldier party, which are level 9 soldiers. Way more dangerous than our named character, the debt collector right here. Well, the traps got to him first. We'll have to test out Brunhilda's combat another time.
I've settled your debt problem. That had better be good enough because I don't do auditions.
Yes, our employer is very happy you sorted that out. And I do mean our employer.
Are you saying your organization will actually give me a stage?
Yes, you've proven the damage you can do when you sing. Just do it at our enemies.
Then I guess it's good you've made so many. I love a big audience.
And so Brunhilda is part of the team. As the first piece of testing here, we're gonna have her hop on into this firefight that we have going on with the enemy soldiers. Brunhilda has 2 abilities, Ride of the Valkyries. This is a larger AoE and it is going to inspire your minions with increased damage resistance and morale. So I could have her over here just trying to keep my own hitmen alive, or I can run her up into the enemy's faces and use Shattering Voice, which is what I'm gonna try right here. Unleash a powerful tone strong enough to stun agents in the vicinity. Knock them out. Knock them dead. And pretty great effect. They were not stunned too long there. But still being able to throw in the disruption on the enemy lines, pretty nice. It looks like you're only going to be able to get it off once per fight with this kind of cooldown. And otherwise, her armor is not just for show. She was taking some direct hits from that guy and just smiled all the way through it. So Brunhilda is looking like she is going to be a solid addition to the Henchman lineup. In the typical mild hazing ritual that we have here at the Evil Genius base, we have invited a super agent to have a sparring match against the latest Henchman. Most of the traps were disabled to be able to get the super agent into my base proper, but not all of them. With the enemies about to make their appearance, things are going to get rough, but we are going to use a Ride of the Valkyries to help out our minion forces. Using the power of song, our minions now take less damage, and they will also have improved morale. Not that that is going to actually help in combat here. It's going to be really hard to quantify how much of a damage resistance she is really giving out, so this is just a demonstration of how easy it is to use her area of effect and get that bonus. We walked over that combat. We did have numbers on our side, and the enemies were slightly softened up from the trap line, but it's just in general trying to show what that ability is going to give you in combat. Outside of combat, Doomhilda's ability is supposed to improve minion morale, so let's see if singing a lullaby to all these sleeping minions is going to help them get to full rest faster. And there we go. We see the burst of anybody with the microphone above their head means that they have received the buff, and we can see it here, inspired, increased damage resistance and morale recovery, meaning that having her around the minions' sleeping quarters, literally to do just this, give them a lullaby, is going to mean that all of the minions within these beds are going to recover extremely quickly, back up all the morale that they need. And then they're going to leave with damage resistance. I think the buff expires as soon as they leave the area, though. Let's check that out. So this character has the buff, and as soon as they are away, they keep it. Let's time how long it stays. It's nice that the buff doesn't disappear immediately, but it does disappear pretty quickly. It's going to be gone in about 10 to 15 seconds from the minions. So for this purpose of increasing their morale restore, that's not useful, but for the purpose of the damage resistance, having your muscle minions moving in and out of combat, being able to pick up the buff and then keep it as they potentially reposition to attack a different enemy. It is too bad that the buff does not apply for Henchmen. Full Metal Jackie here is not going to pick up any benefit from Doomhilda's song, while all of the minions will. Where is Brunhilde going to make her showing here on the tier list? Well, I think that she is best left singing backup here in the B tier. She is a really cool character and she has a number of interesting facets of the kit. I don't have any complaints, but I also don't have anything that really wows me about what she does. As a deception henchman, she's going to be spending a lot of her time in the cover operation with the conversations with the agents, just trying to deter them and do the resolve damage there. Her stats are not great, though as we saw, she doesn't go down immediately like, say, Carl does. The abilities that would really recommend her seems like it would be the agent stun, but the duration seems really small, and also the radius is really small, so you're not going to be able to get it off on a lot of guys unless it's a really specific situation where they are all packed together. Her first ability, Ride of the Valkyries, is probably the strongest piece of the kit, being able to both give you the damage resistance on your minions in a fight, keeping those muscle minions alive in a really large and messy fight, or with the extra utility of improving morale so that she can sing lullabies to your minions who are sleeping to get them back to work faster. The thing is, I don't see anybody wanting to micromanage her to the point of constantly having the lullaby going for the minions, getting them to work faster. And then for the fight, you also are going to have to micromanage her into the right position, hope that she doesn't get taken out before she is able to do the full channel. And while she is channeling, she's not actually hitting a enemy agent herself. She's just giving that damage resistance out. So let me know in the comments if you guys think the combination of her abilities is worth putting her up into A tier. They're definitely good, like don't get me wrong, she is a fine character, her side stories were fun, she is going to be able to help you, but if I'm thinking about building the hardest hitting team of henchmen, Brunhilde doesn't make the cut. Doomhilda's DLC pack here is set up exactly the way Espectro's Cabal DLC was, but Doomhilda is actually bringing a little bit less to the table. We don't get any extra side stories, we don't get any extra loot items the way Espectro was set up, and that is too bad to see because I really like this character's theming, I like her voice acting, and the missions that we did get with her were pretty fun. So if you're in a situation where you are choosing between Doomhilda or Espectro DLC, you pick Espectro every single time, and I don't think there's a competition unless you just really want to see this monstrous Norse woman stomping around your base. But this does bring us to an interesting point in the season pass. We are halfway through all of the planned released content for Evil Genius 2. We've had the 2 Henchmen DLC packages, the loot item DLC, and now we are waiting for new minion packs, and finally at the very end, a brand new campaign. I think on the one hand, the devs have shown that if you are a fan of the game, then the season pass is definitely going to be worth it in terms of value of content added, but at the same time, I think they are still holding out on us what could be the best DLC for last, and I really wish that we had been able to get a peek at what the Minion DLC is going to look at here with Doomhilda held off for reserve maybe a little bit later or right before the new campaign released. The game overall has gotten a ton of quality of life improvements to it, so if you have not played in a while or since release, this is an amazing time to jump back in and see what has changed. Check out my Pyro video where I break down some more of the changes, and I have designated videos on basically every big patch that the developers have done, talking about what has changed and how the balance of the game has evolved. Especially with the ability to just enable new DLC on existing saves, it's a great time to hop in and play around with Doomhilda and the new features that the game has added. If, however, you are looking for something fundamentally new to be brought to the game with this DLC, you're going to have to keep on looking. I don't think we're going to get anything like that in Season 1 of the expansion pass. We might with the new minions. That's probably where the biggest potential of fundamental differences in gameplay can come in, but I'm really not expecting anything too amazing out of those guys. Hopefully we get a Season 2 where the developers are kind of able to take all of the feedback that they've gotten. They've done such an amazing job bringing in patches to deal with community feedback that hopefully they've had their creative juices going around figuring out what is something new that they would really like to bring to the game, and we get a Season 2 or another big DLC that comes in a little bit later that is going to give us some kind of brand new gameplay system. As of now, we don't have that. Like if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on what you think of Doomhilda and the DLC we have gotten thus far, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.